This is the opposite of what made GoPro such an easy recommendation for years. GoPro just haven't announced a whole new bunch of cameras. It may have actually announced it's having an identity crisis. Because on one hand, this is the boldest thing GoPro has done in years. And on the other, one of these new cameras makes me wonder if GoPro is drifting away from what most people actually buy a GoPro for. The specs are wild, and the fixed lens Pro looks genuinely exciting. You've got a new 50 megapixel 1-inch sensor, new GP3 processor, 8K 60 on the Mission 1 Pro, 8K 30 open gate, 4K 240, 32-bit float audio, better runtime, better thermals, a better OLED rear display, a bigger one. On paper, this thing is an absolute animal. And I'll be honest here, the fixed lens Mission 1 Pro looks genuinely exciting to me. Camera feels like a GoPro on steroids. It feels like GoPro took everything it learned from getting the Hero 13 into a much better place thermally, and then just went, right, let's go big now. Because I feel the 13 was the most reliable GoPro camera I've ever had, and I've had them all since the 5. Here's the weird thing. This ILS, this interchangeable lens system, which you can plug a micro four thirds lens into the GoPro, the Mission 1 Pro ILS. And this is where I think GoPro may have created a problem for itself. Look, I'm not having a go here, but I genuinely like GoPro as a brand. But most people do not buy a GoPro because they're dying to build out a lens ecosystem. Most people buy a GoPro because it's a GoPro. You don't have an action camera, you have a GoPro. They walk into a store, they ask for, hey, give me the new GoPro. They want something small, simple, durable, rugged, all in one, chuck it in a bag, stick it on a bike, take it on holiday, film random life kind of camera. That's what GoPro means to most normal people. Not, which prime lens should I pair with this? Not, how will this balance with a telephoto? Not, will this setup stay compact once I start adding glass? This isn't normal GoPro buyer behavior. Now, GoPro may have a better idea than me, but that just feels weird because the fixed lens Mission 1 Pro still feels like an evolution of the GoPro idea. The Micro Four Third one feels like GoPro stepping into a different world entirely. Plus, it's confusing as fuck. Can I have the new GoPro Mission 1 ILS, please? No. Very quickly, because this sounds nerdier than it is, GoPro says the ILS supports hypersmooth with rectilinear prime lenses. What the fuck does that even mean? A prime lens just means a lens with one fixed focal length, 35, 50, 18, 16, whatever. No zoom. And rectilinear just means it keeps straight lines looking straight. That means no fisheye weirdness, no bent walls, no curved door frames, no weird horizon. Basically, a normal looking fixed lens. And the fact that GoPro even has to specify that, I think tells you everything. This is not some simple, carefree, sure, try your lens on it and away you go type of product. This is already a narrower, more deliberate, more specialist camera than the average buyer is going to realize. And here's the bit barely anyone seems to be talking about so far. Look closely at GoPro's own photos of this MFT mount that they've got on. There's no visible electronic contacts there. What does that mean? It's not your standard lens to camera connection. It looks like GoPro have given you a mount, but not necessarily the full electronic conversation between the camera and the lens that people are used to. And basically that means there's no autofocus. You got to do everything manually. There's no exposure control. There's nothing like that. You got to turn and poke the lens yourself. And that matters because the second you start adding lenses, you introduce lens cost. Lens size, lens weight, balance, ergonomics, carrying more stuff, making choices, and thinking more carefully before you even hit record. Even though I know Micro Four Thirds lenses can be a little bit cheaper, can be a little bit lighter and smaller. But this is the opposite of what made GoPro such an easy recommendation for years. And there's another practical thing here too. The fixed lens Mission 1 and Pro are waterproof to 20 meters without housing, but the ILS, where you plug in the lens, is described as weatherproof, not waterproof in the same way, obviously. Again, that classic GoPro simplicity starts disappearing very quickly. GoPro, though, might be opening the door to other camera systems because once you cross that line, you start asking a very dangerous question for GoPro as a company. If I'm now thinking lenses, setups, primes, more deliberate shooting, more cinematic control, why am I not looking at buying something like a Sony FX3 or a proper cinema camera? Why am I not looking at Panasonic, Blackmagic? Why am I not just buying into a proper camera system altogether? And Micro Four Thirds is a proper camera system, but it's just not GoPro. while I get GoPro may think it's opening a new door here, it may be actually opening a gateway that leads people straight out of the GoPro ecosystem and into everyone else's. And that's the bit I kind of find, I don't know about you, but I find this fascinating. And I know some people say, well, no, this isn't for the average GoPro user. This is for cinema people like me. Okay, fine, right? But then that creates another problem. Cinema cameras are not some fresh new market nobody noticed until yesterday. This is an established vertical. It's a very established one. Yep, GoPros have been used on massive productions over the years. They shot loads of stuff. Think with the GoPro 4 on The Martian. They've done a ton of things, right? Cool stuff, weird angles, crash shots, tiny rig positions, all of that. But for the most part, they were always supplementary. They were not the main event. Sony Venice cameras are not shit in the bed. Arri Alexa is not waking up in a cold sweat because GoPro turned up with a Micro Four Thirds mount. The question becomes, who exactly was crying out for this? I would love to know, and I'm not being a dick here, but what market research told GoPro, hey, you know what? This is the much needed next vertical. Because to me, the fixed lens Pro makes immediate sense. Yes, it's just another GoPro, but this Micro Four Thirds version feels more like, I don't know, I hate to say it, but like a science experiment. A very interesting science experiment, but still one that makes you go, who the fuck is this actually for? Oh, I'm a filmmaker, it's for me. Here's why the sensor though and the 8K story still matter. And to be fair, not everything here is confusing. A lot of it is seriously impressive. The new 50 megapixel 1-inch sensor paired with the GP3 sounds like a massive step. It is. GoPro says it has larger native pixels, fused 3.2 micron pixels in a quad bare mode, up to 14 stops of dynamic range at the sensor, and much better low-light capability. For normal humans, here's why that matters. Even if you do not personally care about editing in 8K, and I feel it maybe is overkill, but you should. A sensor like this can use all that extra information that it pulls in from 8K to produce cleaner, richer, better looking 4K. When people say, there's no point in 8K, nobody's got an 8K TV, that is pure clown logic. That's not how it works. It's not just about watching in 8K, you idiot. It's about oversampling, it's about flexibility, it's about reframing, it's about detail retention, it's about cleaner output down the chain. And by the way, to me, I've always said it, GoPro video has often looked really, really good anyway. Way better than any of the DJI stuff. It just looks better. This isn't GoPro though joining a spec race for the sake of it. This could be GoPro taking an image pipeline that already looks strong and it's pushing it much further. I will say in the last couple of hours, the idiots online are missing the point, but I'm still optimistic. And honestly, some of the people moaning already are doing my head in. Why isn't this new GoPro 8K 120? What the fuck are you filming? A cheetah robbery? A Formula 1 pit stop on the moon? These are the same idiots who say, well, there's no 8K TVs, so it's pointless. Brilliant, brilliant. Look, by that logic, nobody should shoot raw photos either because your auntie's Facebook upload is only 2 megapixels and I fucking like your auntie. It's such a painfully shallow way to look at camera tech. No. Where I'm optimistic is this. GoPro seems to know it could not launch this thing with nonsense battery life and awful overheating. They're claiming more than 5 hours at 1080p 30 and more than 3 hours at 4K 30. With the new Enduro 2 battery, if this thing holds up in the real world, you know, shooting conditions always vary, too hot, too cold. Either way, this is a huge deal because 8K is a beast. If this camera genuinely delivers better thermal performance and runtime while doing all of this, that matters just as much as the resolution bump. And 32-bit float audio on board is great. It's a genuinely useful pro feature. Most folks couldn't give a shit, won't even understand it. But for people who do, it's a lovely thing to have. And it just means that you can never be like too shouty or too quiet. You can always adjust the audio with 32-bit float and it will sound good. One of these cameras feels like the future of GoPro. The other feels confused. But again, this is why the fixed lens Pro stands out to me. Because the fixed lens Pro still feels like a GoPro, just way more capable. It still feels like something that, even if most people never fully use it, you can understand instantly. It's got the small body, the one lens, the massive power, better image, better battery, better thermals. It's done. That makes sense. The Micro Four Thirds version, that one feels like GoPro trying to be something else. And maybe that something else is smart. Maybe. But right now it feels confused. All that footage that they've released over the last couple of weeks, none of that is achievable without putting lenses onto the camera. And once you start hanging lenses off the front of a GoPro, I think you stop asking, is this the best GoPro? And start asking, why am I not buying a different type of camera entirely? Where do I land in all this? I think the fixed lens Mission 1 Pro looks seriously exciting. Genuinely. That's based on specs for now. Real world footage, heat, battery life, usability, all of that matters. The ILS one, where you put the Micro Four Thirds lens in, that's the one you may think I've got the contrarian view on. Not because it isn't technically impressive. It is, right? But because I'm not convinced this is a problem the GoPro audience was desperate to solve. And that's the real story here. Not that GoPro launched insane specs. It did. Not that GoPro launched a bold new line of cameras, or it's about to launch them. It did. It's that GoPro may have launched one camera that feels like the future of GoPro, and another that feels like the moment GoPro stopped being GoPro. Now it all comes down to price, which we'll see over the next couple of days, I think. Heat, battery, and whether this Micro Four Thirds version solves a real need or just creates a weird new category nobody really asked for.